Hello, everybody. We're here.
This is episode 72. I got it right this time because episode 71 premieres tomorrow. We're back. We're our backlog is thin. So welcome to the episode 72. Before we get into tonight's episode, as always, we have announcements. Jeremy, you wanna announce some stuff?
Yeah, so there's a lot of people that we love to play well in the sandbox with. I like to think of D&D as kind of a sandbox of different things that you can scoop up in the sand and you'd find it. And then when you find it, maybe it's a treasure or maybe it's complete scut. But we find the treasures and we put them in our podcast. And you can find that on rollslayers.com/partners. All the cool people that we've partnered with. Also, just a few noteworthy mentions here. BeyondSkyrim.org. Awesome orchestral music. Celestial Aeon Project. Sirenscape.com. I won't say it. And then...
Oh.
I don't know. I looked at Hayden.
Gross.
He's been shamed.
When you're looking at me.
No
just
shame.
the screen. My camera's elsewhere.
Oh, you've got a neat list of icons to your right. What, have you gotten upgrades?
Yeah, those are my nipples.
You are apps.
I don't know why that was funny to me. He said the little apps on the side are his nipples.
I like noodles better.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, we're borderline like
my eyeball.
we're offending the parents here, and we are the parents.
Yeah, parents don't have nipples.
Podcast ever. Yeah. Yeah. We've got a lot of growth that we're working on. We need to get comfortable with nipples. Let's do it by saying.
Is that the KPI for growth here at Roll Slayers? Is how much we can get our fan base comfortable with nipples?
Yeah.
I think so. I think we need to grow up. Grow a pair.
Thank you all to Eldritch
nipples.
Foundry as well. You can get a free, or not a free mini, 15% off on your mini if you use the code Roll Slayers. And check out. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook.
If you go to our website, you can also find our Discord link. And it is like a hidden treasure in the sand as well. What a treasure.
Some are treasures, some parts of it are, Scott, let's be real.
There is a whole.
Be honest.
We have a Scut page.
We do have a Scut post memes channel. Last but not least, if you like cool stuff, check out our Patreon. We got cool stuff cooking there. We got some really cool mini-series stuff with a friend of the show, Jedediah Beck. He's DMing basically a mini campaign in the city of Kaiju, centered in Iodosos. And it's 400 years before this campaign.
Yeah.
So
super
pretty
fun.
different continent, awesome stuff. Any last announcements before we get into it tonight?
What's Hayden have to say?
Hayden,
He's gonna have something to say.
Well,
what do you have to say?
He said enough.
Well, I just wanted to express agreement in our new campaign to further normalize nipples across the board. Important stuff. This podcast is now leading the charge in that direction. So
Yes. And with that,
join us.
We will have an apology video coming
That's
out.
what the Discord is now.
No. We will have an apology video coming out on Instagram 2 weeks after this, probably. Just standard celebrity stuff where we apologize for mentioning.
That's what we are.
Nipples.
Standard celebrities.
B-listers we may be, but celebrity nonetheless.
B-listers.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's generous.
Hayden, remember when we started this podcast and you were like, thanks to all our 600,000 subscribers? I think it's okay to call yourself a B-lister.
Well, you know what? I can't help it if they all dropped off. We're down to a meager 200,000 subscribers on a weekly basis.
Let's roll it. Let's play the game. So, last we left off, the party, Hayden, the party descended into the river, the Fell River that flows between the lower planes of existence, and then drifted into the astral sea, where they were ambushed by a party of astral elves, led by a captain named, sorry, I just forgot his name.
His name is Lindar.
Lindar Ilron, yes. Leader of this patrol. He indeed captured the party, and after healing them, bringing them back to consciousness, and detaining them for quite a bit of time, he commanded one of the casters to have a zone of truth brought forward so that he may interrogate them, thinking that they were perhaps spies or working with the Gith Zerai in the Astral Sea, the enemies of what he calls the Remnant, a group of astral elves who live within the Astral Sea. Eventually, he was convinced that no, they're not spies for the Gith, and they don't work with the Gith, but still not trusting them completely, he confined the party to below decks for a time, eventually having a short conversation with a couple party members, giving context for who the Remnant are, where they might go, and just various histories of the time, or not the time, the area and the people. We pick up with the party below decks, headed to the Remnant City, the city of Solas. So, you all each were given a bunk, crowded into one room. What would you like to do?
Weren't we eating some astral peaches?
Something like that.
When
They were
we
given.
left off.
You were given some funky, bioluminescent, almost like Avatar world sort of fruits.
The Way of Water.
Yes,
Water
That
peaches.
is a movie.
So, unless someone else wants to do something, Venuthra would, after his conversation with Ilron, would just find a quiet space, a small space where he can get and just talk to Titania. He's going to try and say something. Listen, Titania, we are in a bit of a sticky situation, and I need your help. I need your help to get out of this situation. Can you please? I promise, as soon as we get out of the Astral Sea, we will make for Zaxnik as quickly as possible.
You hear just like kind of like a tickle behind your ear, and it's like breath. And again, you kind of turn, and there's no one there. But as you're turning, she speaks both in your mind and out loud, like seemingly right behind you, and says, perhaps I could return something. This is an agreement, though, not a gift. I don't know. Try it out sometime soon, and we'll see what happens.
I've got some ideas that might speed things along. I'm going to need some help. I hope that you'll come through for me when the time is right.
I'll flip a coin.
As will I. And then he's going to go and seek out Remy, because he knows that Remy is really frustrated.
Okay, so I was thinking this through, and I think that right now Remy is eating peaches. Like, they gave us some of those. So I think that he's eating peaches the way that, like, your mom would eat a granola bar on, like, a morning that she didn't have time to eat breakfast before driving the kids to school. Like, she's in the front seat just munching, upset at this granola bar.
Upset at it. Anger snacking?
I think that he just he's eaten like probably 3 or 4 of them.
Oh,
at this
no,
point,
baby.
Quickly.
I'm gonna have some Dayglow
There
poops.
are smoking peach pits on the ground that are kind of like almost dark violet, and you don't know why they are smoking, but they are.
So have you been by yourself, or are you in the bedroom?
We're all in one room,
Okay.
so you know. I don't think that he's particularly engaged. He maybe is looking out a window or barring a window at a wall.
So Ruby, what did you find out up there?
That is a good question that I remember. We found out
You found out that
what are they called? The
Gith.
the gift.
Gith are actually probably real bad guys.
That they've been at war off and on throughout hundreds of years. That they are currently in a fragile peace.
Mm-hmm. What was the name of the person that we might have heard of who had been with them and who went back to our plane?
That would have only, I think, been. I can't remember if it was Finney or you who remembered the name. Probably you. Finney doesn't have very good history. Sorry.
I don't know.
His name is Lenoros. You would know him as the Refugee King.
Okay. Well, I mean, it kind of seems like this guy's telling the truth that these Gith really are terrible and terrorizing them and have been for a long time. I don't really know. He doesn't seem to understand or we don't have the same concept of time, so he doesn't know how long this war has been going on, but as long as his people have been here, like many generations worth of elves. So that seems like a long time. And that they've been, just attacking them and going into different planes. Is that
There
The
was
gift going to other planes?
the gist of it is that he said that at one point there was an interplanar war going on between the Gith and the elves.
okay?
But since Lenoros' departure, that has kind of shrunk till now they are at
Gotcha.
Solas, the remnant city.
Okay.
So they're all in a room, and I'm outside this room right now. Is that correct?
Yeah, you kind of went off on your own to do your Titania thing, right?
Yeah, just to get a little
Yeah.
silence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was one of their big generals, this guy Lenoros, which I think is still in our plane, which is saying something because this would have been a long time ago. When he left, they kind of quit warring and they've been at a fragile peace for a while with the Gith, these astral elves that are in this sea. So that's why he's, kind of edgy and suspicious about us or, whether we're with the Gith because they've been, spying and stuff. Nothing real overt because technically they're at peace, but
Why are they at war in the first place?
I mean, he didn't really, it was so long ago that he didn't really seem to have a super clear, this is what happened to start it. In his mind, obviously, because it's his people, the Gith were the instigators and they're, the ones terrorizing them here in the Astral Sea, and they started some kind of interplanar war, which,
So he's fighting a war that he doesn't even know what it's about.
well, they're not currently at war. So I don't.
Would this be about the time that maybe I could come back in?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah.
At about this
on.
time, then you come in from your smoke break, your warlock smoke break.
Yeah. All right. Hey everyone. I've got an idea.
Okay.
Remy, I think you're gonna like this.
Remy might be having to leave because he has eaten so many of them smoking glowy peaches. I don't know how long he's gonna be okay.
Oh.
Oh, those peaches are wonderful. Have you noticed a negative effect though?
I mean, if you eat too many of any kind of peach, eventually. That's all I'm saying.
Based on prior experience, probably at least 2 hours.
There, at this moment, is a thump at the door as someone is knocking.
Just a moment. And Vinny walks over to open the door. Yes, how can I help you?
That same guard that kind of escorted you back up to speak with The captain cocks his head and kind of grins almost in a friendly gesture, kind of sheepishly waves. We will be approaching the Remnant City within the hour. Master Ilron has directed me to lead you to the Dark Master and then on to the Admiral, if that's all right.
Yes, certainly. Could we have a few minutes to ourselves before that?
Sure, you are confined to this room, so...
Right. Okay.
I'll be just out. So, do you need... He kind of glances at all the peach pits. Do you need more sustenance?
No, that would be okay. I think we'll be fine until we reach the city.
Of course. Well, have a good confinement. Shuts the door.
So the door is locked? Oh, I guess I went in and out, so we're confined to the...
You kind of confined to the lower deck.
Are we in trouble? You didn't say anything about that. It made it sound like we were going to be ushered to, I don't know, some authority.
Well, it's just standard procedure. We are, after all, prisoners. And so I anticipate that we will do all of the due diligence. He seems like a very lawful man. Doesn't seem like he's ever deviated from one thing that anyone older or just somewhat other than himself has ever told him. I don't know that he's had an original thought in all his life. So, here's my thought. What if we take it?
The
The
city?
peaches?
No, the ship.
Oh.
Think about it. Do we really want to get caught up in some diplomatic back and forth between someone in the astral sea and blah, 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 and here we are. And listen, I have...
But Nuthra, how would we do that? They nearly took us... I mean,
They surprised us, we do the same. We surprise them.
the entire ship.
We will need we'll need to do some casework, but...
And I'm absolutely exhausted.
Well...
He also said we're going to be at the city in an hour, so we'd have to do
so
whatever. Do it quick.
Back and forth. I get us into a situation where we have an opportunity to think about a plan, and before you were all an outrage about how we are now prisoners and we're upset, and now you're not, and I'm a little confused. Do you want to be stuck in the astral sea?
No, of course not. I just don't know how we're going to do this exactly.
And not be dead.
Yes,
Remy.
that's the thing.
Tell me. You want to do this? I have to get out of this astral sea. I'm useless here.
All right, I think I have four competing bits of information. First and foremost, based on the actions of the crew alone, I might have had an obligation to at least attempt to dispense with them. But working against that obligation, I have the higher obligation, which is to keep all of you alive. In addition, I have a second or a third obligation to remain
Good gods, man! How do you
uninvolved.
keep all of this in?
He's telling us. Let him speak.
Do you want to know or not?
No.
I do. Please tell us.
I have a third obligation to not ever get involved in matters of state, which to me kind of sounds like it might be. The point being is maybe, especially since we're an hour out, maybe my initial instinct to try to take over the ship and murder the crew, take vengeance and whatnot, was perhaps not the correct one. That said, Venuthra, I do think that when we get to the city, they're probably just going to want to send us on our merry way. And more than likely, whatever the color pools were, we're going to find some there. So it might be our best, as much as I find it distasteful, and I'm going to have to sit on it for a few days. it might be our best option to leave it be and just see what's next.
Wow. So we're all just going to sit and wait for the giant cube to hit our proverbial other cube and just wait for whatever happens. Let's just sit here and wait.
What is wrong? What? Okay.
I mean, we'll only be
What
sitting
else
for
do we
an hour.
do? What's the other plan? Take over the ship, Venuthra. How are we going to do that?
And then what will we do?
We tie up the crew.
How?
We restrain them. We take the ship. Then we are on our merry way.
To where? We don't know how to get back to our
How
plane.
many crew members are
Do you
there?
think that they don't know which pool to go into? They don't know where to send us.
In the
But
city,
the
they
next
will.
people
Remember, he
might.
said the refugee king, what's his face, who was once their general, is back in our plane.
Do they
Some-
know how to get there?
They might. We sure don't, and I doubt anybody on this ship does. And if they did, I don't know if they'd be willing to tell us.
What
And
do you
I
want
can't
to do?
cast
Do
on
you
the
want
truth
to
or whatever.
have an adventure, or do you want to get back home as quickly as we can?
I trust myself before I trust them. I'll say that much.
Well, what?
I don't trust them one iota. Let me be clear on that front. I don't.
Yes, I absolutely trust you more than them. How are we going to
No,
tie them up?
It's not. Is it really a matter of trust, or is it just a matter of expediency? Because
It's a little bit of both.
one plan will net us a ship, which is admittedly pretty cool, floating ship. But if our real pressing mission is to get back to our plane, then our best bet is probably to continue forward and go to wherever's next, wherever the city is.
Tell us your
I
plan.
assume-
What is your plan to take over the ship?
So we just we need to do some reconnaissance. We need to find out who's where and where they're going. We don't have a lot of time. We would need to subdue them, corner them, subdue them one by one. And at that point, we essentially make our way to the top, and we dispatch anyone else who might be waiting. Or and don't hear me. I don't think that we need to lethally take them out. All I'm saying is, we take over the ship, we leave them just like they found us, and we find our way back home.
But Venuthra, what if our best way back home is in that city, and all of a sudden we've alienated ourselves from that city?
Then we're fugitives in the sea, rather than.
We already are. We're already fugitives in the sea.
Well,
And what if it's not? What if there's nothing in this city?
We're the opposite, if anything. We got zoned of truth. They believe that we're not spies.
We are not spies, but I didn't want to get caught between some red slod, blue slod battle between a couple of entities, which frankly I could care less about. So that's that. I will not argue my point. It's either you're in or you're out, and in typical Guild of Goodwill fashion, we take votes, and we certainly don't do anything. We don't go rogue, and so that's just an idea. That's
Why
all
don't
it
you
is.
do this reconnaissance and see what the state of the ship is, and if it's possible, then we can decide what to do. If there are hundreds of men on the ship, it's simply not possible.
There were only 5 that attacked us.
What
Five that
about
attacked you.
down
There
below?
were other astral elves, but actually, also, if you want to do an Arcana check on this, you may. You will remember there are several other crews of elves that seem to have been focused on
Sea shanties.
tasks other than fighting you.
Okay. So is
How many
it a
have we
pretty-
seen?
What's your passive perception?
15?
At least 10, maybe 15. What's your Arcana check?
13.
13?
Not great.
Those crews of elves definitely were pushing the sails with their minds.
Mm-hmm. Well, and we were pushing ourselves with our.
But there was like
Minds.
a crew of about 4 or 5 for each sail, just so you know.
How
We
many
wouldn't move
sails?
the ship too fast, I
1,
guess.
2, 3, 4, 5. 1 for forward.
What? No,
1
okay,
for
you
left,
just said
1
I
for
saw
right.
10 people.
Yeah.
Now you're telling her that there's like 2 to 3 times as
You
much?
didn't see all the crews with your passive perception. I gave you an
15?
approximation. Yeah. I mean, there were some up at the front. There were some to the sides.
Which is it?
Sure. 20. I'll give you 20.
Wait, there are 20 elves total?
Yeah, I'll give you at least 20.
With my poor 15 passive perception.
Yeah.
I maybe
But
saw
like-
20 elves. But with your 13 roll, you saw
Keep in
way
mind-
better.
Keep in mind, each sail doesn't necessarily have one dedicated. There was one to the main sail that you saw in your passive. There was one to the left sail, one to the right. So that's 4, 4, and 4. And then there was a group of 4 that was either up or down sail.
So they were all sailing and no one was doing anything else.
They were just pushing the sails with their minds as given direction.
So we can't operate this thing without them.
It would be tricky. It's not possible.
Mm-hmm.
You would just all have to be dedicated to one sail at a time. But
Wait, there's
you
4
have the
people
benefit
per
of
sail?
inertia.
Or there's 4 sails with 1 person on each of them.
There are 6 sails.
Whatever. How many elves are mind pushing?
4
Okay.
per sail, kind of. One group.
Numbers.
One group is dedicated to 2 sails
yeah.
because you're not going to go
Right.
up and down at the same time.
Right. Uh-huh.
But it's not possible. It's just going to be trickier than having a full complement of sailors.
So what of that do you relay to us?
Well, as you're thinking about that, you're going out to recon. Is that correct?
Sure.
Well, okay, he would have known all of that.
I wouldn't have known all of that. 'cause
You didn't see the people? The people that were
I wouldn't know how the sales work. I don't think Vinny would have put that together.
That's why I had an Arcana check for,
Okay.
for Ruby.
So,
Okay.
well, Vinny, even if we were to take over, I don't know that we can run this ship by ourselves. Did you know that those elves were standing under the sails, staring at them intently? I think in the same way we were moving through the sea with our minds. I'm pretty sure that they sail this by using some kind of, with their minds.
I'm
Right.
sorry, how were you moving through the sea with your mind?
We were all doing it.
Yeah.
We all move through the sea with our minds. That's how we move in this place.
That
It wasn't
what
our
that
legs that were
was.
getting us anywhere.
Thought it
It's
was
like how you think about going somewhere and you don't really think about how you're walking. You just kind of walk places. It was like that.
It was strange.
but
I
I
was
walk
certainly
with my
focused on it.
legs.
Right. I think
But not in the astral sea you didn't.
Certain brains are maybe more equipped to move a little bit more than others.
It took a lot of concentration for me, and to be fair, I didn't get as far as Ruby.
I didn't know that we were supposed to be doing that. That was probably why I was so far behind.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just saying, if they got 4 elves who this is their whole job is staring at a sail to make their ship move, and then we want to do it just the 4 of us who don't know what we're doing, that seems like it's not going to work out, and then we'll just be sitting ducks in a ship that we stole.
That
Don't
would
you
be
have-
terrible.
Don't you have as a bard, can't you encourage everyone? You're really bringing us all down. I think we are more capable than you give us credit.
Look, once I can't bear this anymore. This is tedious. Once and for all, put it for a vote. I'm just gonna say wait till we get to the city.
Well, we're not. If that's your vote, then we don't go unless it's all or nothing. I could flip a coin.
I'm going to vote no. I know I'm not really in your party, and y'all can do what you want. If y'all want to take over, I'll just stay out of it, but...
Fair enough. So we sit. And Vinny will go in wherever the bed is. And he's not going to say anything to anyone.
You get on. It's nicer than a lot of beds where in ships where it's more of a hammock. It's an actual kind of cot, and it's bunk bed style where they kind of stick out of the wall. and you're able to kind of rest, even nap if you'd like. You guys are able to take a short rest if you'd like.
100.
I would like, actually.
I figured some of you kind of hurting.
A little bit.
Kinda.
A lot of it.
Yeah, I forgot. I'm almost dead.
Yeah.
I'm like keeping up between things. I'm like, I don't know.
Is there anything you guys would like to do else on your short rest?
We got 1 hour. Vinny's gonna nap and fume.
A Vinny classic.
So do I roll these, or it'll just roll them, and I tell them how many
Your
times?
hit dice?
Yeah.
You roll as many as you want. Up to 8. Y'all are level 8, I think.
Is there any reason I
7.
wouldn't do all of them?
Hmm?
Is there any reason I wouldn't do all of them?
You might not need all of them. Just you can roll them one by one and
Okay,
see
so-
how much HP you get back. If that makes sense.
Okay.
So,
I've never done it on this thing. So
No,
I
you're
don't-
good.
How many?
If no one else has anything to do over the long rest, about
Let's roll
40
it.
minutes in.
So where's your short? Did you do the short run? Oh yeah, you got it.
Maybe?
That looks great.
Okay.
You get all the HP back you wanted?
No.
Oh no.
I'll do some more. Can I do that? Can
Yeah.
I roll out?
Did you already quit out?
No.
Okay. Not
I'm going to
sponsored.
do what I usually do when we have a short rest and also expend, at the front of it, expend my
Your key points?
to
Yeah.
heal myself.
Dude. Freaking baller move. Love it.
And now I'm just healed.
73?
I love me some short
Dang,
rest
well,
classes.
How do I see
Oh,
how
I
much
rolled
I have
D10s.
back?
I'm like, that's not right. Why did it?
What is confusion?
My hit dice are not D10s. Why did it do that?
Are you sure? Fighters?
Your hit dice are D10.
Yeah, fighters are D10s. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Since when?
Since always.
So do I like run?
I
Oh no,
think.
did it go away?
I thought it was D8.
Let me just.
Oh
I'm like-
no!
So sure it was
Shoot.
D8.
me
But
just
I
Google.
could be wrong.
I
Is
wanted
it,
to
what does it say
do
when
more
you touch the
than-
short rest button?
No, I don't
D10.
understand.
It's a D10. Confirmed.
Hey, is your HP a little low, Liz?
No, because to level up, I've always rolled in here. It's
Okay,
84 for level 8. Is that
That's good.
That's
yeah.
pretty
Sounds
good.
great.
Yeah.
okay?
What's your con?
So that's the thing about using this. Like now I'm confused. Like there are things like that like I don't
You
know
have to
because
swipe for.
no, just like using D&D Beyond. Like
Mhm.
there are certain things like that that have been done automatically for me so much. Like I
Yeah.
don't know, and then it's like I don't know the rules.
It should be at your stats.
My con's 18.
Okay, so you got a pretty good setup for HP.
Okay.
From now on, Liz, you have to host all of your character information on a series of note cards. You
Okay.
have to,
Deal.
you have to pull them out of your
Deal.
wallet as needed.
Yes.
That looks like
Anyway.
4. Maybe 5.
Now I'm like, what are all the things that I have
You
rolled
can click
so
short
low
rest
for
again
so
if you're already
long?
out of it,
And just do it
do
again.
and spin whatever hit dice you need to hit.
I think I had 2 more.
So go for it. About 40 minutes in, there's another sheepish
There we go,
knock at the
that's
door.
better.
You hear bustling over top on the deck above. Hello. May I enter?
Yeah.
Opens the door.
Yeah.
Peeks in.
Come on in.
Are you
Sorry.
decent?
Sorry. We just
Yes.
rested.
Okay. We've arrived. If you'd like to make your way up on deck, you may. Or you could stay. I don't know. Close this door.
And go up on deck.
Okay. Each of you file out.
I would try to take Vinny aside.
Okay.
Would Vinny stay back behind? Oh my gosh, that needs to be turned
We
off.
need to mute the Discord,
Please.
or at least just exit out of whatever.
That would also be fine.
is
You could
opened.
just, yeah.
Do you have Discord open like on your web browser? Or?
Yeah, it's on the browser. That one. The other one's my work one.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Let me do a test.
Okay. Anyway, so would that work? Would Vinny stay kind of behind where I could grab him?
Yeah, I mean, you can. He was probably already asleep or still asleep, so you can kind of say, "I'm gonna wake up Vinny, and I'll meet you guys up there."
I'll wake up Venuthra and we'll meet you up there. Or would he wake up?
I'm gonna follow him.
Okay.
If he hears somebody walking toward him, he is going to stand up and walk past them.
Ooh. Does he shoulder check or just walk past?
I'm not going to shoulder check.
Just breeze past. So you see Vinny kind of, as you're going to get up, just kind of whirlwind up and breeze past you.
Venuthra.
He just walks.
He walks out.
He didn't even let me vote.
Rude.
The rest of you, including Bells and Vinny afterwards, come onto deck. And to port, you do see the largely, growing shape of a city, based in a chunk of rock, floating within the void. You see buildings extending out below it, connected by various bridges and suspended walkways. Docks seem to extend out from the very bottom. Many of these buildings are domed, and many of them are collapsed. You see about half of these halls and towers abandoned or derelict as you're approaching. As these domes below scrape the chunk of rock, many stairs and platforms seem to be kind of extending up into the rock itself. And atop the rock sits another large domed building of the same silver material on the dome, yet its bricks are made of this kind of luminous, pale, shimmery material. You hear the captain yelling out various commands and bringing them into port. Is there anything you guys would like to do as you await your arrival? It seems like you are being taken down to the docks below. You see various other ships at port.
Are we being guarded like we're prisoners?
There are two elves. You see the huskier, bulkier elf that has been kind of your liaison is there, and then another elf kind of assigned to you just to watch you, not necessarily to. You were all given your weapons back and your equipment back below. Okay. So you're not necessarily being treated as prisoners as you are being escorted to more authority is kind of the vibe you get.
Okay.
Ruby's just like wide-eyed watching this city like, what the This is so cool. She's got a bunch of grapes. She found.
Yes.
She's just like
popping them.
It's glowing. There's elves.
Grapes.
As you guys are viewing,
space grapes.
The burly elf will kind of probably put his hand on Ruby's shoulder and say, "We will, just so you know, take you through the Solasi Commons. But first, we must stop with the Dockmaster to make sure nothing dangerous is brought into the city."
I mean, I have a few, but there's a lot of weapons with these people. Is that going to be a problem?
Yes, we're familiar with weapons. We're talking about other, more dangerous items. But we will pass through the Solasi Exchange and then onward to the dispatch office where the Admiral will be.
Do y'all get a lot of guests down here?
No.
When's the last time you saw somebody who wasn't from here?
I don't know.
You ain't never met nobody that wasn't an astral elf that looked like you.
Well, I've met Gith on the field of battle.
Now, remind me again what they look like.
Oh, they are humanoid, though they have noses that are almost skeletal. No bulbous
right.
features there. Pointed ears, green skin.
Oh, wow. You got any really good battle stories you want to share?
Oh, Well, yes, I'll tell you about the dreadnought on the way. After we get through
Thanks, man.
the exchange office. Yes. And you guys pull into port. You see the captain give you a knowing nod. Not necessarily a friendly nod, but a tolerant nod. It seems the most friendly thing that's kind of happened in the exchange between you and Captain Ilron. But your
Spit
guide,
on his boat.
Okay.
Yeah, Ruby's gonna like
He cocks an
glare.
eyebrow
Your
and then kind of
shit's
nods.
filthy.
Kind of like a I respect it vibe.
Ruby's gonna like glare and then like toss her ponytail like real
Real
Sassy-like.
sassy-like, yes.
like.
The
I say,
gangplank.
your ship's filthy.
Actually, no, it's not. But
Well, I spit on it, so now it is.
it's okay. We'll clean that up. Don't worry. I get it. I get
He's
it.
really trying to let
I
us
was
out
doing
of
my
this.
job. You know, not gonna be liked by everyone. But welcome to Solas.
Wow.
This gentleman will be your guide.
Great self-esteem.
He really does. He's just impeccable self-esteem.
Unbothered. Yeah, it's like we're really supposed to get off of this ship and just go in the town.
That's you. I mean, you can stay and spit on the ship. That's fine.
No, a hair toss.
It won't work and you'll all die, but you can try it.
Hey, I was given
That's
an
all-
Arcana
you can say
check.
the same for literally any scenario. Like, we can jump into a volcano.
Let's do it.
Okay. That was not the point I was trying to make.
Jumped into the Fell River, you guys. You know, you can do anything.
Whoa. Did we?
Well,
We
yeah, you
fell
kinda
into it.
fell into
We
the
did
Fell
it.
River.
Good job, everybody.
Okay, what's happening now? We're following
The
this
gangplank
convoy.
is lowered. You see crew members do start to offload various boxes. You're not sure what's even in there. There doesn't seem to be an abundance of goods out here in the Astral Sea, but something is being unloaded. And the gentleman who's escorting you waves for you to follow, and he'll lead you through the docks to what seems to be kind of a customs house. It seems to be centered directly in the path of where you would enter the city. And says, this is the Solasi exchange, what I was speaking of. The dockmaster will see you, of course. I'll wait outside.
Are we talking to Lindar?
No,
This
That's
is
Ilron.
that.
this is the
No.
burly elf that's been kind of guiding you around.
The one who likes to tell stories?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's willing to talk to Ruby?
No.
But you've not caught his name, so he just gestures.
So we
May I catch your name?
Yes, Allendon.
Allendon?
Mm-hmm.
It's a pleasure to meet you. You are quite a pleasant fellow. Thank you.
Oh, I try. It's not every day you get to see foreigners, as Miss Swamp Hopper.
Yes, that's
Miss
right.
Swamp Hopper pointed out. Besides Gith.
Do you
What
think
do
we
you
are
know?
somehow related? Don't you think there's some resemblances between our races?
Are you Elven?
Half.
Oh, half. Well, then, yes, we're related. Well, not by blood. Well, yes, by blood, not by blood, but
I
The Dog
understand.
Master will see you.
You're right. I understand. Thank you, Allendon. You're a sweetheart.
each of you can kind of
It is,
shuffle
right?
into
Sweetheart.
the Solasi exchange. You do see a young elven woman with kind of tan skin, her hair in this green braid tumbling down the front of her shoulder. She's got these like deep gold eyes and a warm presence, but she's not smiling. Wearing kind of these pale cream clothes that fit loosely on her form over a set of deep blue leather armor. And she turns, she's got a clipboard and she's going through various cataloged scrolls and looks like she's poking over a crate. Turns, gives each of you an appraising eye with these kind of gold eyes, and well, this is strange. Hello?
Hello, yes. We were found in the astral sea by those elves back there, and
Oh, Lindar's group?
Yes, they just brought us here.
Oh, well, I hope he treated you well.
I mean, he almost
did.
killed us,
Well-
but then he healed us up a little bit, so.
I wouldn't say it was.
Strange.
Well, he thought
He-
we were
Oh, the protocol. Yes, yes. Might have been
something
working.
else.
Yes.
Yes, he
well,
didn't.
well, come in. What can I guess I'm here to check for contraband and dangerous items. Is that correct?
I don't really know. I suppose so. Is that what you do with foreigners?
Yes, that's you're entering the city, I assume.
We don't really know. When's the last time you saw somebody who wasn't from here?
Oh, quite
Who
some
was not a
time.
gift.
Time's weird though down here. I think it was. Well, we don't have a sun.
How does she
I don't
even know what a sun
100,
is?
200? A while.
100, 200.
How many potatoes ago?
We do not have those here.
You don't have any glowing potatoes?
No.
It's an inside joke.
Other
No.
glowing produce.
No tubers of any kind?
Oh, we have tubers. We have
I think
These
we're getting
radishes?
a little off topic.
Oh, I'd like to
Don't
try
mind
it.
us.
Radish.
Listen, we weren't intending to come here. It was not our decision.
You're
We
welcome
are-
to check us for contraband.
yes.
or for...
I'll check you, and you can be on your way. I probably bothering you. I bother everyone because have to go through the exchange every time you come back, and everyone just wants to go rest.
Well, we
Anyway.
didn't,
I
we
would-
didn't mean to offend. I'm the Nuthra Silverpiece. I apologize for my curt nature.
Oh, yeah. Dogmaster Ileana Fensalar. Nice to meet you.
Ileana
Nice to meet you.
Finsalar.
Yes.
I'm Isabella. Just-
Isabella. That's a pretty name.
Thank
It
you.
is, isn't it?
Yeah.
What exactly do we do here?
Oh, I assume do you have an escort?
We don't, and we'd really like to get home and don't know how to escape this.
No, I meant an
Okay.
escort within the city. You've obviously been brought here by the captain.
He said
We are
so
prisoners.
long.
What was the guy's name who just introduced himself?
Aldenar? Wasn't it?
Allendon. Yeah, we've got Allendon here from the ship.
I thought he dropped us off and took off.
Oh no, he's
He's
waiting
waiting.
for y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I know Allendon. We, there's not many of us here, so yeah. He'll probably bring you, to the admiral, maybe to the guildmaster.
Seems like y'all don't have a whole lot of protocol for people who got lost here.
Not at all.
All right. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing,
I
y'all,
don't
but,
either.
but it's something.
I just am in charge of the docks.
You're doing a wonderful job.
I try. It's never anything dangerous brought in. I don't know why they have me here, but
Well, do you want to check me? I'm here, and he starts to spread his.
she doesn't pick up on the subtext and just and starts to go through interior pockets, check your boots.
Be thorough.
Could you actually take this boot off?
Yes, sure.
Thank you. And she checks your boots.
And he takes the other. Hands it.
She is very thorough. Uncomfortably so for some of you. Comfortably so for some of you. But she does make her way through each of you. Takes a look at the bag of holding. I'm going to need. Well,
If you can think it,
could
you
you
can pull
hand
it
that
out.
to your guide until you get to the guildmaster? He has some tools to check that. Or I'm sorry, they.
Sure.
It's full of meat.
Some of it is rotten.
Oh,
Y'all got meat in there?
We do, and
what
some
they
in the
holding out?
quiver as well.
Once again, the meat does not rot inside of.
That's why it's in there. So
Oh.
it will store nicely.
Wow.
It's just grisly. We used all the
That
rotted
is
meat.
I have some really good meat.
regardless, you are cleared to enter Solas as long as that bag of holding can be held by your guide until you. Well, you'll just need to stop by the guildmaster to make sure he can check it. They can check it.
You got it.
To the guild master, thank you for your assistance and kindness here. It's been a harrowing journey. So
Oh, well, you have to tell me about it sometime. Are you staying?
no,
Oh,
Well, as long as it takes us to figure out how to get back to our plane, but I would love to tell you.
Okay. Well, hopefully you can stop by. I don't get many visitors coming to me besides to, go into the city. Yes. Have a good day, or whatever. Looks around.
They really don't have any time telling.
No concept
How do
of
they
time
know
at this
what
point.
a sun is?
Or a
They
day.
knew what a sun was. They
Before?
knew what a day was.
Imagine being a customs agent in a place where
There is
literally
no time or
travel
measure of
Especially,
time.
or
like-
time.
Like the captain who captured you, Captain Ilren, he was born here most likely.
Yeah.
Like he's
Right.
pretty young, so he has no concept of sun. But some of these older ones might, and if so, it's probably from parents. There are very few elves that you get the vibe that they were not born here, as you are kind of looking around. But
They don't look like locals.
most of them look to be young enough to where there's no way they were born in the material plane. If they've been fighting for hundreds of years out here. But again, time is funky, so who knows?
Would they count by it seems like they would count by generations, like by the length
It's exactly that. It's exactly
People.
that. So they kind of approximate years. But you're able to be brought out, and your guide, I'm so bad with names. What was his name? I keep writing it down.
Allendon.
Allendon. Allendon starts to
but
lead
not.
you up. That's an old movie. Aladar?
Alendar.
Al-
Aladar
oh.
is also
What is that?
This is
from
called Dinosaurs.
Dinosaur.
Yeah, something like that.
What?
Anyway, we can't get on that.
Jeez, did you just name drop a character from the movie Dinosaurs?
Yeah,
from
man.
the year 1999?
Uh-huh. I did.
I always forget. I feel like that's a fever dream of a movie. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't exist
We're
until I
seeing
see a
it
poster
like in
for it.
3D.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is not. Let's.
Yeah.
Let's.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know what this
forget
is.
about it.
Allendon does
Should I
start to
Google
lead
this
you
real quick?
up into the city proper, up on these kind of stairs that curve around, and sometimes you have to take a walkway to another dome. Some of them do seem to be broken down. A lot of them do seem to be in ruins, but you also see a fair amount of gardens and greenhouses with bioluminescent plant life growing with trees. You do see some weird large chickens that seem to be blue and violet. You're not sure what's going on there.
How large?
Like,
Writable.
almost. Not as big as an axe beak, but pretty big. Like, think
Like
of
a
big
child
pig.
could write it.
Yeah, they could mutton bust.
Are these dodos?
These are not dodos.
I think they
Okay.
are.
They
Wait, they're
are
birds?
chicken in form,
Oh.
not dodo in
Purple
form.
and blue.
Uh,
Okay, fine.
But as you guys are walking, Allendon does regale you about this time. He goes and explains, we were on patrol. There was a war party that was gathered to fight the Gith. This was before the third peace, you see. And we were forming up when an astral dreadnought came out of nowhere, its eye glaring down at us, its toothy grin expanding, and it ate a whole ship before we were to arms and we fought it. And the battle was long, days long. I lost an arm, but it was regrown later by a surgeon, and I climbed a mast and then launched myself, my spear in hand, into the beast's eye and slayed it. Wow, I think. There were a lot of people attacking it, but I think I got the killing blow.
Wow, Ellington,
yeah, it
that
was
is a
definitely me,
great
actually.
story.
Yes, you
Ruby's
should write it
listening
down.
she's listening so attentively, and she's stroking her staff a little bit. She's like it has these kind of designs on it, and she's so interested.
But that's not. I have way better stories. If you stay the night, I can regale you all. I'll buy drinks or something. When do you sleep? By the way, we just kind of sleep when we get tired, but we all know when that is.
Well, I guess we'll just do that.
Okay. Well, anyway, if you stay enough time to hit a tavern. Yes, but here we're here at the Innereth Hold, and he starts to lead you up into the rock itself. Remy and Ruby can make religion checks for me if you want, as he mentions Innerith Hold.
Hit me with the good religion roll.
How much do I have?
And Vinny actually too.
Can mine be Arcana instead?
No.
Okay.
Hey, can I just do it again instead?
Vinny,
Oh.
Vinny will probably need to make a passive version. What's his passive? What's
12.
his passive religion?
12.
12. What was yours, Remy?
What's my passive religion?
No, you
What's your
roll.
religion
You roll.
roll?
Oh,
Remy.
it's an 8.
8. Okay, 12, 8.
My passive intelligence is 12.
Okay, yeah.
19.
Well, it's passive wisdom, I think, but
Oh, is religion on wisdom? It's on intelligence here.
okay. Well, that's fine. As he mentions that doesn't pique any of your interest necessarily. It seems like another name.
You said Innerith Hold?
Innerith Hold, Enoreth. But he leads you into almost a dwarven style of building where there are carved hallways, but they do seem a bit more elaborate in ways that the dwarves wouldn't necessarily think of. The walls are kind of smooth, and where there are hallways that intersect, those corners are curved instead of harsh and jagged. There are reliefs of ships, much like the one you sailed upon, and wars and pieces in the walls. It seems a bit more artistic than your experience in Degeldar. But he does lead you to a very plain edifice of square, functional rock. No windows, just a shallow peaked roof of gray slate seen at the top, and several windows on the second story, actually. He motions out. This is the dispatch office. You can see the admiral with inside. He probably just has some questions for you, and he can direct you a lot more than I can. I can stay, but you're probably better off with the admiral. But if you need a guide, I can stay. It's up to you. I could get back to the ship though as well. They'd probably. I'm one of the stronger of our crew, so they probably need my help unloading.
What are you unloading?
Oh, just refuse and bits and bobs that we find throughout the sea. There's a lot of planes that spill out into the sea from time to time. This rock probably came from the plane of Earth.
Do you know how to navigate the planes or take
Me?
us to one?
No, but our captain might have. Not necessarily color pools. He's not part of the sorry, lost the name of it. The Realm Hoppers, but
What are those color pools?
links to other worlds from what I can gather. I haven't personally been to another realm. We pulled back to the city a while before my time.
Will this admiral inside, can he help us connect with these hoppers?
The Realm Hoppers, yes.
Yes.
If you're cleared by the Admiral, you can visit them. I believe this bag of holding, actually, now that I think about it, is supposed to go to the Guildmaster to be checked.
And the Guildmaster is with the Realm Hoppers?
Yes, he's the head of the guild.
Well, we do want that back. Can you perhaps wait here with it or come inside with us with it?
Sure, I can wait. Yeah, I could go inside too. It's just the Admiral, he's an imposing figure. He kind of makes me nervous.
That's fine. We can go inside and you
No,
Yeah, you
I'm your
just-
guide. It's okay. I'll go. He struts inside. Chef's kind of puffed out.
It's going to be all right.
Has one of those big hats.
As you guys enter, it is a very plain room. You do see a clerk at the front, kind of thumbing through a book. Next to it, just a small sitting table and chair. He looks over and Alan says, "We're here to see the Admiral, if that's okay. We can wait." And the clerk kind of looks up and down, and Aladdin's kind of imposing figure
Then he says,
looks over to you guys.
"Hello."
Hi.
Well, that's something you don't see every day. Sure. He's busy, but this is an extenuating circumstance. He'll see you. He goes into the back room for a second and then motions for you all to come inside. Ellendon does stay in the front room, however. So you are brought in to this back room and see this elf of dark, almost ebony skin with these bright teal eyes. He's got kind of a rounder, boyish face. And, if it wasn't for the pointed ears, you might mistake him for a half-elf. But he's got sharp, long, pointed ears. Tumbling down his shoulders and back is this bright white hair, and studded along his left ear is this myriad of golden and brass rings. He's wearing a dark violet coat, and gold buttons and fastens are all along the right side. Underneath is this kind of white shirt with matching vest to his coat. At his side is a silver rapier. Kind of eyes you all as you enter. Well, you are all outsiders.
Yes, we
I
are.
was told that there was an eclectic bunch here, but you're quite eclectic.
Yes, and we would prefer to be inside again, if you know what I mean.
Inside? I mean, you're inside a building inside a rock.
Everyone here is so literal. No, I mean, we are outsiders. We would prefer to not be outsiders. We would prefer to be inside our own realm.
He means we'd like to get home to where we belong.
Yes,
Sorry.
I heard that was the predicament. Yes, I'm Admiral Alis Pernira. Pleased to meet you.
Venuthra Silverpiece, the pleasure is mine.
Sure. Well, this is a bit of a formality. Seems you've already been cleared by a zone of truth, but just wanted to get my eyes on. This is a strange occurrence. I have to report to the city government, so obviously I need to, take this a bit seriously. So I guess I should ask your names, Venuthra Silverpiece. Scribe! And that same clerk comes in and, write this down. Venuthra Silverpiece, how do you spell that?
Vinnunthra.
Silverpiece. Good.
Silver.
No, we don't need. We got it.
Thank you.
And you?
Hi, my name's Ruby Jane Swamp Hopper.
Okay, and you?
Pleased to be here.
Oh, yes, we're pleased to have you. It's not every day we get guests.
Bells, Bells.
Bells. And you?
Remington Northerly Topsford.
Oh, you're going to need to spell that one.
REMINGTON. I'm not going to subject that.
Yes. You go through the painstaking prospect of spelling your name, and he captures them all. So, what is your business within
Can we read their
astral
writing? Do they have a weird language, a weird writing?
the elves?
Yeah.
They write in
Or
Elvish.
just regular Elvish? It's not like
It is.
Astral Elvish.
It is not astral. It's not that divergent of a society to where they have their own language and writing yet. But you see. Do you speak Elvish? Or
Nope.
Right. Any of you who speak Elvish and glance at the book do see divergent ways of writing and portraying things in their sentence structure from time to time while writing. So it's not Elvish, but it's the path is splitting, so to speak.
It's like British spellings versus American spellings.
It's almost there. Yeah, it's almost to that point. You are here for what business within the Astral Seed?
We are trying to get home to our plane.
Yes,
Well,
and
you're on accidental business.
you reside from where? Bytopia, perhaps?
Eltheris, if you know of it.
Eltheris, like the material plane.
Exactly.
Oh, well, you're alive then. That's cool.
Yes, it is.
Like, you think everybody from there is dead?
No, but you're humanoids, and I thought you were from a plane of existence where, well, some humanoids live in other planes, but most of them are there for an afterlife of some sort.
Oh.
Looks like we skipped that path by.
How do you know
bit.
if you're in the afterlife or not?
Oh, I don't know. I've never been dead.
Are you saying that some from the in the... And she would just get quiet and like...
Okay.
No, wait, we do need to clear this up because it would answer some questions I had earlier. You're saying...
Yes.
You are saying that you have encountered material plane spirits either to or from the afterlife?
Oh, yes. Well, not within the astral sea, but from other planes of existence. Not me, but some of the realm hoppers, yes.
How do we know if we're dead or not?
I don't know that. I'm sorry. I can't tell you that, but I assume... Come here. He bops you on the head.
Oh!
Nope, she's
I would
definitely not dead.
I would not do that again.
Well, unless she's undead.
We did
That's another
see some
question.
undead people.
Oh, yes. We're getting off track. You got lost here, allegedly, from where? The material plane? You came here and
Yes.
now are looking to go back.
Yes, please. We were accidentally sucked into a portal of souls.
And where did you see these undead?
Cube World. Have you heard of that one?
Bingo.
No, I have not.
What was it called? I knew what it was called.
Acheron?
Acheron.
Also does not ring a bell, but I bet our guildmaster probably knows it.
If you
Seems to check out to me. Again, this is more of a formality.
you would know it when you see it. Cube World.
Oh, well,
Can
you
we
know?
see this guild master?
Yes, after I'm done with my questions.
There's a lot of
course.
bureaucracy here.
A bit. It's how we survive. Well,
We
not
survive via bureaucracy.
People gotta
Yes.
stay busy.
What other questions do you have for us?
Yes.
please?
You have not carried any contraband in, it seems. Do you harbor any ill will against any individual of Solas or the state of the Remnant?
No.
Okay, that's good. Anyone
You know
else?
that ship captain.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, he's quite by the book. But it serves him well on specific parts of his job. Anyway, one no, and the rest of you?
No.
No.
And you said just Lindar. That'll be
Yes.
off the record. That's okay. You know, he's not made many friends, but he does do a good job.
ask.
He's one of my more effective captains, to be honest.
Bells would like eye Remy, like, this is not the time.
Either we do it or we don't, Remy. Get on board.
Get on board with what?
You know what I'm talking
I have
about.
no issue with anybody else here. Everyone has been perfectly
Please,
pleasant,
let's hear
except
the
for
rest
that
of the
gentleman.
questions and then be on our way.
Yes, my last one. Have you ever come into contact, owned, or sought to destroy the sphere of the cosmos?
No.
That'll be a no.
Okay,
Can I roll something to see if I know what that is?
sure. Make an Arcana check on that.
What is my thing?
Let's see what we know.
What do I have? 17.
You have no idea what that is.
Okay, great.
These dice are terrible.
Yeah.
We want the real sparkly yellow dice.
Those are the real. Do you want another
Garbage.
set?
I just rolled it
These
a
are
zillion
not.
times.
I've told
and
you that he's attuned to it. It
Yeah,
doesn't
really.
work with anyone else's hands.
I really just didn't want him to have it. Is all it
I haven't had to roll anything
Two,
tonight, Hayden. That's a
three,
bad
20.
time.
It's like they're all 2s and 3s and 20s.
Yeah.
That's
So,
what it was. Nines and 20s.
That's the rest of my questions.
Okay,
I
these are good.
assume you're departing to find your way back sometime soon?
As
Or
soon
are you
as-
staying? Do you need accommodations?
We need to be on our way.
Okay,
we
well
need
then.
to we need to see the guild master
yes,
to check out
the
this
realm
bag
hoppers.
of holding, and then maybe they can tell us how to get home, and then we'll know how long we're going to be here.
Absolutely, yes. They'll be able to find a way for you to at least be in the right direction.
Great.
It's a little bit tricky to navigate here. Yes, you should be able to just think and move. It seems like you figured out locomotion yourselves. If you have any other questions, feel free to address my steward. I am quite busy, but it was a pleasure speaking to 2 short humans and 1 human and a half-elf. It's been a enlightening...
halflings?
Halflings.
Yeah.
You're not just a short human.
No.
That is curious. You do have a bigger head than a human. The
Yeah.
proportions
The proportions.
Anyway, this has been an educating experience. I will treasure it always.
In our world, it is not thought well of to speak on someone's proportions.
Oh.
Especially if they are significantly shorter than their peers.
I apologize. It's a foreign land, but I have learned.
That's okay. I thought you would find it interesting.
Yes, it is. Quite. Well, you can see yourselves out.
Thank you. And Vinny floats, but he kind of goes up and down.
Moonwalking
So,
a little
like,
bit.
are the people in the city
Yeah.
walking with their legs, or are they, like, levitating?
Some are
floating?
walking physically. Some prefer to levitate.
Oh.
You can kind of do whatever you want on solid ground. There's not like it's not like a 0G thing. Like if you alight on the ground, you can keep yourself on the ground with like minimal mental power. So you have a preferred choice of locomotion.
So you can apply your own gravity.
So did we walk to this office?
Up to you.
Sorry, Hayden, what did you say?
I guess I can float wherever I want with this big old head, you know, such powerful thoughts that float me through the air.
Remington, are you okay? You seem
I'm
quite
fine.
bitter.
Do I have a big head? I know it's larger, but is it that noticeably large?
Alandon addresses you as you guys are walking out and overhears. I didn't think you. I mean, he kind of looks at you for the first time again. No, you don't. You have a regular sized head.
What about me, Alandon?
Yes, also regular, but more, you know, more framed better, you know. Not that you are not a handsome man, but Madam Swampopper is
Very
more,
cute.
He goes a little bit red, and it's like, so the Guildmaster. Is that everything
Yes.
check out?
Yes.
Yes,
the
can you please
Guildmaster.
take us there now?
Yes,
know why you
this
were-
way.
Thinking that Admiral was so intimidating. He was right nice.
Oh, well,
I guess he's not our Admiral.
yeah. It's a little different with the rank and file, of course. Yeah, well, and he leads you just a short jaunt away to a,
Is he walking with his feet?
he's walking. He's a heavier elf, though, so
I'm
he
a
seems to
float.
prefer to yeah.
I'm a float, like, so I'm like Vinny's height, but like next, just
Yeah.
like
Love it.
I don't like that.
I'd like to join being eye level with everyone for once.
Oh.
so now
So
Bells
are
is like
y'all
a short
all-
human.
How tall is Vinny? 5'9" or something?
10, yeah.
5'10".
Yeah,
So y'all are all here, and I'm
this is like me.
still at 5'2".
This is me in
just-
our regular life.
is
This
you.
is me walking next
That
to
is
you.
Yeah, it is.
It's a short way to the Realm Hoppers Guild within the hold of Inerith Hold.
So we're inside the rock.
You're in the rock.
Are there like
and there are carved
lanterns,
hallways,
torches?
caverns. There are glowing lanterns, basically, of kind of soft blue energy.
Okay.
But you do come to a building that seems to be shaped like an opened flower, with one of the petals leading down as sort of a ramp. It is made of this same blue luminescent stone as the building on the top. And he says, this is the Realm Hoppers Guild. You should see the Guildmaster within. Their job is to explore the planes. We had a bunch of cities, bases, war camps within the plains that they'd like to recolonize at some point. So that's kind of their job. They know the plains better than anyone else.
Excellent.
Oh, this. He hands you back the bag of holding.
Thank you. And
Do you require anything? I can wait out here too, if you'd like.
Are
I don't know,
y'all?
Ruby, do you need anything?
Well, when are y'all setting off again?
Oh, I think I'm on leave for at least 2 days, 2 rotations of the rock. Anyway, it's pretty slow. So, a while. Yes. I'll be in town a while. Tell you what, you can come to call. I'm in the Solasi Commons down below.
Yeah, if we
Near
want
the
to go to
docks.
a tavern for some glowing ale or something
Yes,
later
just
on.
ask for Allendon,
All right.
and I'll show you about.
Will do. Will do.
Thank you.
Well, farewell. Farewell.
And you just and Vinny, without anyone else, no. If you looked at him, he's just eyeing Ruby like.
And she's completely oblivious, like,
Yes. If you'd like to
Moved
enter,
on.
the flower petal ramp is there before you, leading into a dimly lit interior, also by these kind of same pale blue lamps. And there are several robed individuals walking about, some of them carrying scrolls, some of them carrying strange devices of arcane nature that you can't quite grasp what they might do. And one of them kind of stops. It's holding a bunch of books and looks down at the books, looks at you, sets the books aside very gently, but also quickly, and walks up to you. Hello.
Hello, yes, we're looking for the guildmaster.
Oh, Kinselor. Yes, we can. Yeah. But, well, that's not. You're here to see the guildmaster.
Yes, please.
But we will take your name as well. Who might you be?
Oh, yes, I'm Langdon.
Landon?
Langdon.
Langdon.
Yes.
Okay. And Langdon, what is your purpose here? Are you one of the realm hoppers?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, excellent. Well, thank you for making our acquaintance and making us feel hospitable in this strange land.
Absolutely. It's not every day I get to see these folk from Eltheris.
Oh, you
I've never
know
been.
us.
Yes, we don't go very often, or really ever. We focus more on places that were integral during the Realm Wars. So, not Eltheris.
Well, but there was one who did go to Eltheris, Lenoros.
Oh, well, many went with Lenoros historically. You are familiar with the history, aren't you? It was not just him.
some of it.
Well, I mean, he took most of the Elvish forces back to the material plane after the Ember Spike is what it's called, I think.
What is the Ember Spike?
I don't know, some apocalyptic event. We haven't gone back really, but
Wait,
something happened.
So
and-
have you been to Eltheris before?
No, we don't go there.
where did the
Ever.
Ember Spike happen?
I don't know. We
Anyways,
weren't given many details. There were some survivors from Esaloon who contacted us, and Lenoros and most of our host left. The Realm Wars ended for them, and the Remnant stayed.
well, yes, we are here to see the guild master, Langdon. We do seek to go back to Eltheris as
Ooh.
expediently as possible.
If anyone knows, it might be Kinselor. Yes, let me. And he kind of floats into the back and claps his hands, and a spiral staircase kind of twists down, almost like vines growing, but it is of blue stone, also glowing.
What kind of sound does that make, Tyler?
It is silent.
Oh.
Lame.
Sorry. But he says, follow me through, well, one second. You see him concentrate, and some of you of arcane nature know he is sending a message spell. Or a sending spell, not a message spell. Nods. Yes. Up. We'll go through the library and up to the guildmaster's office.
Thank you.
Yes. And he shows you up. He floats up. He doesn't even take the stairs, but he thought, it'd be comfortable for some of you walkers.
That's a good point. Why do they even have stairs here?
Some of us prefer to walk on solid ground.
And
Or sleep in beds,
Why would that be?
Well, I think it reminds us of our home before this home. Perhaps. I don't know. I'm not a walker. I'm more of a floater.
Me too.
Yes. Anyway, this is our library. It's our collection of knowledge and lore from before and after the incident in Eltheris. So some very old tomes. Some from Inns Lelrenor, from their studies of that vault there.
Inns Lelrenor. That's where Vern went.
Perhaps. It
He's
is
a friend of ours.
I don't know if it's still around.
Yes, it is.
Fascinating. And whatever became of Esaloon? Do you know?
Esaloon?
Yes, it was mostly destroyed when Lenoris left.
Is that
It's
in
another.
the material plane?
Yeah, it's another elvish city.
Remind me.
It's still around.
Is that how much would Vinny know? He would know. He probably
He'd
came
know-
from Esaloon, right?
He knows the tertiary, the three cities of the Elven Federation. Yeah.
And Esaloon is
Mhm.
intact.
Yeah.
As far as I know, Esaloon is thriving.
Fascinating. Well, Lenoris did a good job, I guess. Well, perhaps he's even still around. Yes, and he shows you back to a back room behind this library. Inside is a lot of reclaimed wood. As you see wood floors, you see bookshelves, tomes, strange magical items that seem to be spheres interconnected with one another, and various glowing crystals, orbs on shelves, and behind a desk, writing, scribbling with a quill, is a elf of pale white skin. Their eyes, this luminescent orange as they look up. Their hair a deep shade of red, almost black, but in the light there are sheens of red that peek through, and they wear these voluminous white silken robes under layers of pale cyan. Looks up, spectacles on face, and kind of tilts their glasses down. Well, I am Kinsalor Silvergleam, Guildmaster of the Realm Hoppers. You must be the visitors that I've heard from several sources now. Welcome. You are here to get back to Eltheris, is that correct?
Yes, that is.
Well, that is easily enough achieved.
Is it really?
Well, no, but yes. I can help you.
Okay, we would greatly appreciate that.
Do you have anything for trade? I'll need to give you a device. Also, I was told to check this bag.
Oh, right. Here you go.
Takes it over. You see a wand slip from the sleeve and is suddenly in the hand, and you see them cast a spell. Okay, there you go. Yes, trade. Anything interesting, shiny, sparkly that I can pawn off to one of these dullards?
Potentially. Let me look.
Okay.
I don't think I have anything cool.
I'm busy, but I am intrigued. How did you end up here?
Well, we had acquired this staff that was determined to be evil, and we were attempting to destroy it. And the wizard that was working on it, either he did something or the staff did something. There was a dragon and some knight, and something happened, and we were sucked into the staff.
Inside the staff. Interesting.
Or something, I don't really know.
Sucked into the plane.
Plane. The astral sea. You were sucked here.
We were
No,
sucked
there was
into
a different place.
cube world.
Yes, many cubes
You're
that
referring
were
to
like.
Avalos, the first plane of Acheron.
Acheron. Mhm,
Yes,
that's
yes,
the
I'm
one.
familiar.
That's where we
There
wound
are
up.
better layers to that plane. You could have. Anyway,
Well, we got
That's
out before we got
strange.
crushed by a cube or eaten by some undead,
that's
so we
fair.
were
I
pretty
assume
happy.
you took the Fell River to the astral sea. Then.
Eventually,
Quite
yes.
ingenious. Pats on the back are in order for you.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah, we did it on purpose, very much.
Yes,
on
very
We
good.
figured it out.
Um,
We surely did.
Let's backpedal a bit. We will get to this trade eventually.
Okay, sure. Absolutely.
This wizard and this staff, could you elaborate on this? I'm just curious now at this.
I suppose it wouldn't do any harm now telling you. It was called it was an obsidian staff, and it was called...
It was a spear.
Midnight's
Triumph.
Midnight's Triumph.
Bells would like throw Vinny a look like, what are you doing?
Interesting. I don't think I've heard of that one. And this wizard?
Just a wizard in Neltheris. A very strong wizard.
Yes, that's why I'm asking. I may know him. Or them.
Sure. It is
Brockmere Puler.
Brockna Pula.
Nope.
Brockna Pula.
Never heard of them.
Yes. Well, Brockna Pula is he leads the divination school in one of the more prestigious schools of wizardry and magery and all things arcane.
Oh, of course. In Slelrinor, I assume.
No, actually, it's in Urungol. It's a fairly new kingdom, actually.
Well, Urungol's been around quite some time. The city.
But
yes.
But the kingdom is new.
Well, it must have been advanced. Society must have advanced in our time away, I assume. Yes, that city was full of barbarians when the histories left off there.
Well, have you ever heard of something? So we give it to Pula, and Pula decides that it must be destroyed. And
sure.
I'm utterly convinced that, as even more so after the events, as he began to destroy it, a dark elven night. And at this point, things start to click. This knight was an astral, potentially an astral elf. Would there be similarities?
It would be hard to tell any subspecies of elf on this thing. Flesh barely clung to its face. There were only strings of hair. The only reason you could tell it was an elf is because there was one pointed ear, and it was kind of bent off. Even the point.
Okay, so forgive me on that, but basically, it was.
It might have been your cousin.
Beautiful, nice elves. Hey, yes. We saw this rotted guy. He looks a lot like you.
I just remember white eyes or something, but maybe I'm thinking green.
They were 2 points of green light where the eyes should have been in the sockets.
Okay, I'm just thinking of Ilrin. But anyway, because he is an astral elf.
Yeah.
But so anyway, there was this undead elf, Dark Knight, coming in on a dragon, an ebony dark dragon of sort of an ethereal nature, and of massive power. Like no one I've ever
like he
come
almost
against.
Killed these two in seconds.
Barely a thought.
And he was holding back, I can tell.
And there are many that could do that, but
absolutely. I'm not saying we are the strongest. I just mean to say that he was of great power, and he came seeking this Midnight's Triumph, and we were able to destroy it.
Yeah, that sounds
perhaps incredible. At least.
And then we were all sucked into Acheron.
Well, I wasn't there, but
I know you were also unconscious for that.
Huh?
You were also unconscious for that.
Vinny wasn't unconscious.
What?
Only Remy was unconscious.
Only Remy?
Yeah.
Then he was brought back by you.
You healed him before it.
Right, before it did.
Mm-hmm. Well, my curiosity has been sated. Do hold on to this. Just in case I have follow-up questions, and he hands you a sending stone. They hand you a sending stone of like this luminous green with like a flower carved into the center.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
This will allow us to communicate in case I have questions.
Excellent.
Or if I need information.
Would you or your people be able to take us back home?
No, but I can give you a device that will help you find your way to perhaps a corresponding color pool. Is that...
It's all we have at this point.
Very well. What do you have for trade? Let's see. Pour it out.
Does anyone
Well,
have anything?
I have some clothes. I don't have.
Remy, I
Are you-
believe you have that diamond that I gave. Well, that you retrieved for me, and that I've
Why
allowed
do we
you
have
to
a
keep.
diamond? Do you have diamonds here?
No. Well, we had some within the rock, but they have long exhausted the diamonds within Innerith Hold.
I have a wonderful idea. People always love foreign currency. Here. They
Yeah.
love this stuff. It's so intriguing. He'll take a few, and he will like 5 of each coin, except for the platinum ones.
I would much prefer the diamond to minted currency from Malferis.
I have some weapons I could offer.
We could always use weapons. Weapons would be a rental sort of thing, where maybe you find the color pool, bring that back, and we give you the weapon back or something, perhaps.
I have
It's-
plenty
it's-
you could keep.
Well, they're not worth the device. That's the problem. Unless they are they? I do see you have some magical artifacts. We could trade magical item for magical item, perhaps.
Anything magical you want to trade?
Nope.
Well,
I can trade you some real good tails.
Tales of skunks, beavers.
No, I mean stories.
Oh no, we have. Kind of looks at all the bookshelves in his room. We have plenty of those. If there's one thing that we have an abundance of, it is lore and stories.
well,
But I could give you
How
some
about
more
the-
recent
I
ones
might
than the
have
last time
something
you've been to
here.
Eltheris.
What is it?
Oh, I might have something here. So, real quick, does this device just help us traverse color pools, or does it do anything else?
It is more of a means of orienting yourself within the astral sea.
Is it difficult to learn how to use? Could we make
No.
good use of it?
You don't even need to attune to it.
And it will work accurately and correctly.
we certainly
Yes,
need it.
it's a bit like I don't know how to explain it.
Like a compass?
Yes and no. Close.
May I see it?
Sure. From the other pocket of, from the other sleeve of the robe, they pull a kind of gold and silver contraption. It looks to be like a mini sphere at the center, with 2 other spheres on the left and right, and 2 spheres to the top and bottom. Each of them kind of are metallic, but they also have, those like Tesla balls where there's like energy based on where you put your fingers.
Mm-hmm.
They have like points of crackling energy on each of them. The ones to the sides point both left and right. The ones to the top point up and down, and the one to the center moves in a circle depending upon how this person turns. And they all move based on the movement of the actual sphere itself. It's connected by rings around this central orb.
Interesting.
So the top will lead you virtue word. The bottom will lead you towards vice. The left will lead you towards order. The right will lead you towards chaos. And then the center is obviously towards balance.
I'm sorry, I don't know how that's going to get us home.
No,
Leads like it pulls you there?
no.
while
It,
you're-
it points the way towards virtue, towards vice, etc.
Well, I suppose then
It's a
we-
complicated
So
compass.
you're wanting to go towards balance, most likely. You are headed for the material plane. You see, the virtue refers to the upper planes, the planes of virtue. The lower planes, obviously vice, and then order over towards the more neutral but lawful.
and that's where we are now.
No, we're close to the center.
Oh, in the sea, correct. Okay.
We're close to order. Yes.
Well, that seems like it's probably worth a diamond, I guess. I mean, we're hanging on to it for something.
Yes. That would be quite a quite a satisfactory trade.
Would you accept this? And I would like take the efficient quiver off my back.
What is it? Do you mind if I identify this?
No, of course not.
It's. We have identified it. It is an efficient quiver.
Oh, we don't have any of these here. Well,
Isn't that how you hold all your
it's
snacks?
quite rare,
That would be so sad.
but not time worth. Perhaps this and a little bit of your currency from... What nation is this currency from?
These coins are from the Blackthorn Ascendancy.
Oh, and they are allied with the Shokum Varus? Or no?
No, they don't have many allies.
Oh, well, fascinating. That and the quiver and a write-up of the Blackthorn Ascendancy would be sufficient.
Bells, do you need your quiver?
I mean, I don't need it. I do use it, but mostly for odds and ends and, well, the
Pastries.
pounds of meat and the pastries.
Do you have something else to put your arrows in?
I don't really use them that much anymore.
All right.
I do have a traditional quiver.
Double fisting on quivers over here.
She pulls the quiver out of the quiver.
Well, really, actually.
Oh, fascinating, yes. This could greatly help some of our realm hoppers, the more martial of them. So, do we have a deal?
Certainly. How many coins would you like?
Oh, I like these silver ones. They're quite pretty. I like the coppers though too. What is the value system for these precious metals? Is it the same?
Well, no, it's actually, so the coppers are worth
The least.
10 of the silvers, and
No,
the silvers are
Venutra-
worth 10 of the gold.
Make a deception check for me, please.
Oh.
Yeah!
Well, what you are worried about.
That!
9.
9.
That Jeremy face is what I'm worried about.
Well, I wouldn't want to impose upon
No,
you your
Venutra's
most
got his
valuable coins.
Backwards.
No. It's okay. I'll take the lower ones. Just keep your copper and let's have most of the gold ones if that's the lowest. I don't want to put you out.
Sure. How many do you require?
As many as you have. Again, if they're nearly worthless, then that should be satisfactory. They are mostly, just research. So all the gold you can have, send my way would be great. I'm sure it's worthless to you anyway.
Well, we don't carry it if it's worthless, but
Remy's gonna be like elbowing him in the knee. I guess in the upper back because he's floating still.
Upper back is on top of him.
Jump! Not like power elbowing, just like
Oh.
punching.
I actually have 0 gold. So
So that whole shenanigan, but with silvers being the
Yeah.
most, is that?
Yeah, that's basic.
So what I can do is I can convert some of it.
No. What's your silver count right now?
178.
Okay, so you'd ask for all your silver.
Fine.
Honestly,
That's what you
it's
get.
They would ask for all your
Yes.
silver.
Gosh, no silver or gold.
Yeah. Where did all of our gold go?
You
We
spend it
used
all.
it.
Weren't you supposed to give me some money to start?
We
Yeah,
used it.
just put like 300 gold in your inventory.
I don't even know how to do that.
They'll
We'll-
figure.
we'll
They'll
tell
help
you.
you. So they scoop over the pile of gold and into their sleeve. So, yes, here
Okay,
is-
wait. When they do that, is there a bulge of coin in the sleeve? Okay, they scoop it all in there.
Scoop it all
and
in.
it's okay.
So, here is your navigational tool.
Thank you. I'll take that.
Not a problem.
Does it have a name?
Oh, Yes, it's called an astrometer.
An astrometer.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, thank you.
So the little kind of like lightnings will point where we think about where we want to go.
You misunderstand.
What are you saying?
Say you are going coreward. Say you're going coreward towards order. The ball towards chaos would point towards chaos, even though you are moving away from chaos. That way you could orient yourself towards chaos if you would like.
Core word meaning
Order.
like
Material plane.
in our lives, not a place.
No,
But it is a place.
They are
the
places.
virtuous
The
plane.
core, the material plane.
Ruby, for all of her knowledge of the planes, is like, wait, what?
And then obviously, up and down is a little bit wonky here. So we have, up above, we modeled our society towards virtue.
All right.
And below us is vice. And then that way is order, and that way is chaos. So it's really quite simple.
So, on a more granular level, if we get back to the material plane and we're walking through a city and
Yes.
we find ourselves standing between a brothel and a temple, will it point the one to the brothel and one to the temple?
I'm not sure. They've never worked in other planes, but maybe they'll work in Niltharius.
So it only works in the sea.
Yes, as far as I can tell.
Oh.
This is broken.
No, it functions quite correctly.
All right. So do we need to get us a boat to take us out to find the
Oh,
right color
that
pool?
would be on
or-
the Admiral if he'd like to give you resources. Was that discussed?
No, I'm just asking what our next step would be.
Oh, I would float Coryward with your mind.
Oh, we just float.
Well, unless you have means of other transportation.
And what would you recommend, and how would we procure said transportation?
You'd have to get it requisitioned, most likely through the Dockmaster. And the Dockmaster answers to the Admiral and the Admiral's lieutenants.
More bureaucracy.
Well,
Y'all
maybe
want
we
to
can-
float or y'all want to try to get a boat?
I tried to tell you. All right, let's
oh,
go.
hush.
Yeah, it was really smart. All four of us just floating on a boat made for 30. It'll go really well.
You know what's better than that? Floating on nothing, made for nothing.
I mean, I don't mind that.
All we have to do is ask.
I am
Okay.
confused.
Previous
Sorry.
conversation here. I'm so sorry. Where are my manners? Thank you for all that you have given us. This astrometer looks wonderful, and for teaching us how to use it. I will write up. We will collectively write up about the Blackthorn ascendancy, and we'll leave it with you here.
Yes, thank you for being valuable individuals instead of,
Astral bums.
sloths or something. I don't know.
You don't have much choice in that, but you're welcome.
You have knowledge. You have things that we can
Let's-
always use more things around here, like quivers and silver pieces and information.
Vinny would take out his pen and ink
Sure.
or pen, ink, paper.
Write up a brief history
Right.
of the ascendancy.
Yeah, and he would say something to the effect of, the ascendancy, he would give the year, and that it had come about by the Blackthorns,
Sure.
rising into power.
Okay, how accurate is this? As accurate as Vinny can make it?
Well, the thing is, he would actually write himself into that story a little bit. And so, he would say something about Duke Silverpiece and things like that. He would
Gotcha.
write those sort of things into it.
And Ruby's floating over his shoulder watching
It would be.
uh-huh.
I don't think
Really?
we've had to cover this in this campaign so far, but if you're writing out the date, you would know to write ADW, which is after Dread War, because that's when history starts. It's
Okay.
like a BCE CE thing.
Okay.
So-
ADW after Dread War.
Cool. So they take it and start to skim and say, This is Solas. I will treasure this. And then I will give it to my scribes to give out to other people.
Right.
And then we will know more collectively, which is nice.
And he'll take it right on up to the heroes of the rebellion, the Guild of Goodwill.
Okay.
Yeah. So riding us into
Gotcha.
the current things, current times.
Yeah. And with that, you are able to depart. Your guide, Allendon, is nowhere to be seen. But you have leave of the remnant city. It seems you have made it through the hoops and hurdles to be able to walk Solas freely.
Gosh, that took some time.
What would you like to do? Or actually, that's where we'll end tonight's episode.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Wow. Geez, this place is so disorienting. It's like, where do you go? Like, what do you do? It's like moving into a new house and you're like, check every drawer for the silverware.
Hey, at least in this thing, they make it super clear for you. You just need to go talk to the 18 different
Yeah, it's true.
professions.
Yeah.